So today we will first continue the classwork that we have not finished yesterday. Okay, so that is if you log in the Math app. You'll find 3 new classworks. Okay, so that will be today, tomorrow, and Friday's classwork, and all of them are about graph of the exponential functions and the log functions. But I will first finish the unfinished classwork from 22nd to 23rd. Okay, so it is about the application of logarithm. Okay, and so we have talked about question number 1 to number 3 of the instant drill corner yesterday, and we haven't talked about number 4, and then I have selected 2 special multiple choice questions for you. Okay, so this is the instant drill corner, which is on page 8.39. Question number 4. Okay.嗱，咁我擺咗3個新嘅 classwork 落去 Math app 嗰度，咁就大家得閒可以睇一睇先。咁但係咧，咁我都未教嘅。咁第一個即係3個新嘅 classwork 裏邊，第一個咧係第7課關於 graph 嗰部分。第2個 classwork 就係第8課關於 graph 嗰部分。第3個 classwork 咧就係一啲嘅 past paper。咁呢一個 past paper 嘅題型咧。咁喺呢兩課裏邊咧係冇講過嘅 ，OK？ 咁但係 past paper 係出過好多次嘅咁樣樣，咁所以咧我必須要即係教大家點樣做嘅呢一種啦 ，OK？ 咁但係咧呢個咧係嚟緊即係星期4、星期5咁樣噶啦 ，OK？ 不過咧今日咧講翻即係琴日未完成嗰幾題先啊，咁因為咧嗰幾題咧當中後邊第2同埋第3題咧咁都係 past paper 咧經常會出嘅題型，亦都係咧書係冇任何一個 example。同埋 classwork 即係 instant drill 去做過嘅咁樣樣 ，OK？ 好，不過咧呢一題 application of log about the sound intensity or intensity level，OK？ Let us do this first. About the intensity level, okay? So we remember this. D is equal to 10 log I over I naught, okay? Where I naught is equal to 10 to the power negative 12 watts per meter square. Okay, so we have this formula. 咁就我講過我就話唔使記嘅，但係做得多嘅話咧，基本上都記咗佢係冇壞嘅咁樣樣。OK， 即係嗱點解嗱我都想解釋下點解我話唔使記嘅。OK， 因為咧喺唔同書或者唔同科 ，OK 唔同 subject。因為嗱呢啲係 physics 嘅嘢，或者咧地震嘅話咧，可能係 geography 裏邊又會學嘅。佢哋嘅表達嘅方式咧係有啲唔同，即係條 formula 條公式嘅表達方式咧，可能有啲唔同都唔定嘅。OK， 即係甚至乎呢一本即係你而家用緊嘅 Oxford 嘅教科書啦，同 Long 文嘅教科書表達嘅方式咧，都係有啲唔同嘅。咁所以究竟即係有冇一條好標準嘅公式去到講呢兩樣嘢咧，即係分貝同埋地震呢兩樣嘢咧，咁係冇嘅，即係喺我哋而家呢個 level 咧係冇嘅。咁但係咧，我哋即係只不過係好 brief 咁樣去到可學當中嘅 concept 咁樣樣，同埋咧好 brief 咁樣試下用個 log 咧去到計一計呢啲數咁解嘅啫。咁所以呢條公式咧，基本上咧可能去到第二啲科啦，或者你高年班，如果有機會再繼續學嘅話咧，即係大學裏邊啊 ，OK， 咁嘅時候咧，呢條公式咧根本就唔係咁樣樣出現都唔定嘅。咁所以咧我就唔會建議大家即係一定記咗佢 ，OK。咁如果題目出到佢係需要 話俾你聽條公式係點樣樣嘅，好唔 OK？因為頭先講咗啦，因為唔同教科書可能會有唔同嘅呈現嘅方式都唔定嘅 ，OK？ 好，咁我嚟咯 ，Number 4。The intensity level of its sound produced by the engine of an aeroplane is decreased by 20 decibel. Is the original intensity of the sound 100 times the new one? Explain your answer. 好啦，今次咧係咪有兩次嘅，即係兩個嘅 sound 喺度啊 ？OK， 聲音嘅來源有兩個嘅，第一即係有一個新嘅，有一個舊嘅係嘛？咁嘅時候咧，我就會整個咁嘅 table 啦。Okay, we have old, we have new. Okay, and we have intensity and intensity level. Okay, 佢話咧 intensity level is decreased by 20 decibel. Okay, which means that the 20 is actually the change. Okay, so we do not have any original value or new value. So I will let D be the original intensity level. And then because it is decreased by 20, which means that the new intensity level should be D minus 20. Sorry. Here. Is that okay? And then we do not have any information about the intensity. Okay, so we will let I1 to be the old intensity and I2 be the new intensity. Okay, and then we will put the old pair of numbers or unknowns into this formula. Okay, so for the old case, D is equal to 10 times log, this time is I1 divided by I0, okay? And then call this equation 1. And for the new case, the intensity level becomes D minus 20, okay? And this is equal to 10 times log, the intensity is I2 divided by I0. It is always I0, right? And then this is equation 2. Now the question asks us whether the original intensity is 100 times the new one. So we are going to find a relationship between I1 and I2. Okay? So we can eliminate the D. We just need an equation that is involving I1 and I2 to see whether I1 is equal to 100 times I2 or not. Okay, so we will substitute because D is already the subject of this equation 1. So we may substitute equation 1 into equation 2 directly. Sub 1 into 2. Okay, the D becomes 10 log I1 over I0. And then minus 20 is equal to 10 log I2 over I0. Okay, I want to find I1 over I2 to see whether it is equal to 100 or not. Okay, so I need to put them together to one side first. Okay, so 10 times log I1 over I0 minus 10 times log I2 over I0 is equal to 20. And I just found that all numbers are multiple of 10. So just divide all the terms by 10. Like this, equals 2. And then on the left hand side, we have log m minus log n. So we can do this, log m divided by log n. That's right, divided, like, yes, by log n, sorry, by n. Okay, like this. The right hand side is equal to 2. When it is divided by a fraction, then it becomes multiplying by the reciprocal of this fraction. So I1 over I0 times I0 over I1, sorry, I2. Okay, is equal to 2. And then the I0 will be cancelled by each other. So what is remaining is just log I1 over I2. And the right-hand side is just a number. So we may multiply a 1 to this. And 1 should be changed to log A base A. And this base should be base 10. So it should be log 10 base 10. And then the 2 should be put back to the index of the log. Okay, so that should be log 10 to the power 2. Okay, when both sides are everything inside the log, then we may delete the log. Okay, so this I1 over I2 is equal to 10 squared. The 10 squared is just equal to 100. Okay, so I1, that is the old value of the intensity, should be equal to 100 times I2. Okay, and that is correct. The claim is correct. Okay, therefore, yes. Okay, it is correct. 得唔得？咁中間啲 step 你跳得就跳啦 ，OK？ 嗰啲 calculation step 或者 simplification steps 跳得就跳，係冇錯，得唔得？好，咁呢題其實冇乜嘢嘅，都係咧，即係 demonstrate 咗題咧，係如果有兩個 situation 嘅，有 situation one、situation two。OK， 今次one and two 嘅關係就係舊嘅 situation 同埋新嘅 situation 咁樣樣。咁都係咧，我會用一個 table 去到將嗰啲資料擺咗入去先，然之後咧用條公式去到將嗰啲資料咧舊嘅 situation 嘅資料咧擸埋一齊啦，跟住用同一條公式將新嘅資料擸埋一齊，然之後睇下我哋想求啲乜嘢嘢，可以 eliminate 邊一個 unknown。OK， 咁跟住咧就望住題目叫我哋揾嘅嘢嘅呢個方向咧，去到化簡或者係 solve equation， 咁咧就會計到我哋要計嘅嘢噶啦。OK。All right, next one. Number 7. This is a past paper of the HKCEE. Which of the following is the least? That is the smallest value. 嗱呢度咧，如果你直接撳機嘅話咧，就會即刻爆機嘅。OK，math error 嘅，因為佢太大啦，1000幾次方咁樣樣。OK， 咁你記住咧呢度咧，其實你學一次就會記得㗎啦。我哋永遠都係嗱出過好多次啊，大家都記住，打粒升落去好嘛？呢個啊，打粒升落去啊呢題啊。OK， 即係温書嘅時候要温嘅呢個，得唔得？咁咧，我哋 so instead of comparing these four numbers, these four very large numbers, we will compare the log of these numbers. Okay, because if the log value, okay, the number being logged is larger, it means the original value is also the larger. Okay, so let us log the number first. Okay, for A, so we may log 1, 2, 3, 4 to the power 1811. 我 log 咗佢有咩好處咧 ？log 咗佢嘅話，嗱，我哋頭先咧點解一撳個計數機就會爆機 math error 咧？就係因為佢次方太大，得唔得？次方太大嘅話咧，我哋擺咗個 log 喺度嘅時候咧 ，log 咗之後咧，個次方係咪可以帶翻落嚟啊？1811 times log 1234。1811 times log 1234。咁今次咧就變成雙乘咯喎，係嘛 ？OK， 1811乘以 log 1234。log 1234咧，其實都係3點幾嘅啫。再乘翻1811嘅話咧，咁其實都係可能幾千咁樣嘅啫。咁絕對計數機咧係絕對可以咧係計得到出嚟嘅。咁撳一撳機喎 ，approximate value 就得㗎啦。OK，it should be 555，8.371754。OK， 咁你中意咪即係抄晒佢咯，冇乜所謂嘅。And then so this is the A option A，and then for B， we just log this number 23345 to the power 1711. And then first, we may bring down the index. Okay, and then we may use the calculator at this step. 1711 times log 2345 should be 5766.314411. And this is the B value. And then for C, log 3456 to the power 1511 is equal to 1511 times log 3456. And then use the calculator at this step. That should be 5346 times 0.784912. Okay, and then option D, 7890 to the power 1411 log it is equal to bring down the index 1411 times log 7890, and then use the calculator at this step times log 7890. So it should be 5498.775652. OK， log 完個數大啲嘅話，即係 log 之前個數都係大啲嘅。OK， 我陣間教 graph 或者聽日教 graph 嘅時候咧，會再 emphasize 呢一點嘅。但係你而家記一記呢樣嘢先。OK， 即係兩個數，我哋兩個勁大嘅數，我想知道邊個大啲嘅話咧，我哋就兩個都 log 一 log 佢 ，log 完之後大啲嗰個就即係 log 之前大啲嗰個。OK，log 完之後細啲嗰個，當然就係 log 之前都係細啲嗰個嚟㗎啦。OK， 得唔得？所以而家呢度咧 ，log 完4個數之後，最細嗰個係邊一個咧？睇先，55575354，應該係呢個嚟㗎係嘛 ？OK， 咁即係 log 之前咧最細應該都係呢一個嚟㗎啦。OK，so the answer is option C. No step is needed for this type of question. OK，no step is needed， 得唔得？暫時嗱，遲啲咧我會教你，如果真係喺 long quest 裏邊去到問一啲相關嘅題目嘅話咧，我哋應該點樣寫嘅咧？咁樣 OK， 我教咗 graph 之後咧，會再講多一次呢一題嘅，得唔得？會話俾你聽個 presentation 應該點樣嘅。但係而家咧，我哋只係需要咧，即係喺個算草紙裏邊將4個數 log 一 log 佢 ，OK， 將個次方帶翻落嚟之後，我哋就即係撳一撳機嗰4個數字，睇下係幾多，跟住去到 compare 咁就得㗎啦。OK，so this is 66, and then 67 is basically the same. Not 67, sorry. This is number 5 of the unit test at the very end of this chapter. Okay. Unit test, that should be on page 8.56. 8.56. So this time the question asks us to find the greatest number. The greatest number. 睇下撳唔撳到機先。400嘅700次方都係 math error, sorry 啊。Okay, so we also need to use the same method to bring down the index. Okay, to make it smaller. And it is still comparable. Okay, so log 400 to the power 700 becomes 700 log 400, and then calculator should be 1821.441994. Okay, this is the option A, and then option B, log 500 to the power 600 becomes 600 log 500, and then calculator should be 1619.382003. Okay, and then for C, log 600 to the power 500. Bring down the index first. So 500 times log 600. Calculator should be 1389.075625. And then option D, we have log 700 to the power 400. Bring down the index, and it's 400 times log 700. Should be 1138.039216. Okay, and among the 4 logged numbers, the largest one will be the original greatest one. In this case, it should be 1821 point something. Okay, so that should be this one. This one is the largest, which means that 400 to the power 700 will be the largest one. Okay, so the answer is option A. 得唔得？呢度嗱呢度咧，我想講多一樣嘢，大家都留意自己有冇犯，有冇呢一個，有冇曾經有呢個諗法？嗱，如果我做咗呢一題第5題，如果我做咗呢一題第5題先嘅話，我可能會有一個錯覺嘅，可能會有一個錯覺。見唔見到次方越大嗰個數，就係出嚟越大嗰個；次方越細嗰個，就係出到嚟會係越細嗰個數嚟嘅。get 到嗬？喺第五題啊，呢4個 options 裏邊，我哋會得出一個結論，就係次方，即係個次方嘅大細咧，係 dominate 咗嗰個數值嘅大細嘅，成個數嘅大細嘅。OK，dominate 咗嘅，即係個數排次序，次方越大，個數值成個數值就會越大，係冇問題嘅呢度。OK， 但係呢一個係咪永遠都啱嘅咧？原來唔係嘅噃。我哋再望埋第66題啱啱呢題嘅話咧，我哋就會見到而家問你最細嗰個嘛，係嘛？如果我頭先講嗰樣嘢啱嘅，次方越大，成個數嘅數值就會越大；次方越細，成個數嘅數值越細嘅話咧，最細呢個數係咪應該係最細次方嗰個數啊 ？OK， 即係應該係 D 嚟嘅噃。但係佢嘅答案唔係 D 喎，係 C 嚟嘅喎。OK， 所以呢一個咧，當嗰啲次方，即係當然啦，呢度咧係細咗啦，即係越細啦。咁但係咧，如果個 base numbers 係大翻好多嘅話咧，其實都會影響到咧成個數嘅數值。OK， 即係唔係淨係個次方去到 dominate 咗個數嘅數值嘅。OK， 得唔得？咁我唔知你哋有冇懷疑過呢樣嘢啱唔啱啊？頭先做第5題嘅時候，咁但係咧，如果你有曾經懷疑過嘅話咧，咁你係一個好心思細密嘅人。但係你要知道呢一樣嘢咧係唔啱嘅，得唔得？即係有一啲反例子嘅，有一啲 counter examples 嘅。OK， 即係頭先講嘅嘢係唔係永遠都係正確嘅，有時正確，有時唔正確咁樣樣。OK， 得唔得？我想講就係呢一樣嘢啦。OK。好啦，跟住咯，跟住嘅話咧，我要去翻 Chapter 7。Let's go to the classwork of today. Chapter 7。未使未住，我應該要講咗先啊。Let me see。Chapter 7 about the graph of exponential functions。嗱，關於一個 function 嘅 graph 呢部分咧，我哋喺 Form 5仲有一課咧係會好 detail， 比較深入咁樣講嘅。OK， 咁而家呢度咧，我哋係只係需要咧認識一啲關於呢兩種 graph 嘅唔同 case 底下嘅一啲 features 咁樣嘅啫。OK， 簡單嚟講就係呢個表啦。唔係住先，唔係呢個表住。應該咧就係應該有2個表嘅，佢冇擺埋一齊啊。好，咁我講講先，睇先啊。我而家咧第一樣嘢咧，嗱呢度咧對我嚟講有啲挑戰㗎，因為咧我要喺呢一個 OneNote 啊，喺呢個電腦嗰度咧係要畫個 graph 出嚟嘅。OK， 咁我而家咧就想做一個咁嘅嘢 ，y is equal to a to the power x。OK，this is a function of x。This is a function of x, or 咁樣啦 y is equal to fx, and fx is equal to a to the power x. It is a function of x, and the formula is a to the power x. Okay, and a is larger than 1。等佢打埋鐘先啦。好啦，我而家想 plot 呢個 graph 出嚟，畫呢個 graph 出嚟。OK， 即係 x 係0嘅時候 y 係幾多啊？跟住 x 係1嘅時候 y 係幾多啊 ？x 係2嘅時候 y 係幾多啊？咁樣樣。OK， 咁咧不過咧用個第一次用 A 嘅話咧，用個未知數嘅話咧，咁唔係幾好。我哋咧用咗個2先 ，2 to the power x。OK， 呢度陣間先翻嚟呢度啊，陣間先去翻呢個 general 嘅 case。OK， 咁而家咧用一個實際嘅有實數喺度先，得唔得 ？y is equal to fx。And the formula of fx is 2 to the power x. And I want to plot the graph here. OK， 好啦，呢個2嘅次方，我哋塞個 x 入去。x 係咩都好咧，第一樣嘢佢都唔會係負數㗎，係嘛？2嘅任何次方一定係一個正數嚟嘅。OK， 佢嘅 graph 會係點樣樣咧？咁我喺呢度咧就 show 一 show 俾你睇啦。等先，等 delete 咗佢先。好，呢個咧係 y equals 2 to the power x。Can you see this? Can you see the graph? Okay. This is going upwards, always going upwards。咁但係咧，我想emphasize 嘅咧就係有幾樣嘢嘅噃。OK， 等我抄咗過嚟先啦。First, it is always going upwards. OK， 即係咩意思咧？即係 it is increasing. OK, it is always increasing. When x increase, y will increase accordingly. OK， 當 x 向右行嘅時候咧，個 y 咧係會向上行嘅。咁呢一個咧就係 always going upwards， 或者個 professional terms 就係 it is increasing 咁樣樣 ，increasing。OK， 好啦，跟住 when 喺度寫啊 ，when x is equal to 0，y is equal to 2 to the power 0，but 2 to the power 0 is equal to 1。OK，which means that this point is 1. I mean the y-intercept. Y-intercept is equal to 1. Okay, so that is the y-intercept is 1. Okay, and 好啦，跟住啦，咁我想咧 demonstrate 俾大家一樣嘢啊，睇一樣嘢啊，就係咧。當我個 x 向右行一格嘅時候，咁個 y 咧會有啲咩轉變咧？嗱，你當我睇睇咯，當 x 等於0嘅時候，咧，個 y 係咪1嚟㗎 ？OK，x 係0嘅時候，企喺0呢點嘅時候咧，咁我哋篤到個 graph 咧就篤到1呢一度呢個位嘅。當 x 等於1嘅時候，行到去1嘅時候咧，篤上個 graph 咧係咪篤到2呢個位啊？2呢個高度嘅 ，OK， 由1去變2嘅。但係當我 x 頭先咁樣向右行一格，係咪？再向右行一格，由1升去2嘅時候咧，個 y 咧會點樣轉變咧？個 y 咧係咪？個 y 咧係咪去咗4呢個位啊 ？OK， 4呢個高度咯，係嘛？即係 double 咗嘅喎。好啦，2去3嘅話咧，2去3，當 x 由2行去3呢個嘅時候咧，咁個 y 指咗去邊咧？指咗去8呢個位喎。 OK， 比起前邊4呢個位咧，係咪又係 double 咗㗎？記唔記得到啊？呢度，所以咧呢一個咁嘅 graph 咧係嗱，我哋叫做一個 exponential function， 其實咧就要一個幾何級數咁樣上升啦，幾何級數咁上升，得唔得？x 每增加1嘅時候咧，其實係比起之前咧係倍大咗一個倍數嘅，倍大咗一個固定嘅倍數嘅。OK， 如果我哋本身有一個 a to the power x， 但係 when x is increased by 1， OK， then the new y becomes a to the power x plus 1。我哋用翻 two 先啦 ，sorry 啊，用翻 two 先 ，2 to the power x plus 1。But when 2 to the power x plus 1 is split into 2 to the power x times 2 to the power 1, it is actually 2 times 2 to the power x. Okay, so that is the original y multiplied by 2. Okay, the new y will be 2 times the original y when x is increased by 1. Okay, 無論喺3，即係 x 等於3，增加到 x 等於4，或者 x 等於30，增加到 x 等於31，只要 x 向前，即係向右啊，行一格嘅話咧，增加咗一格嘅話咧，個 y 就會係比起佢原本 double 咗啦。OK， 個 y 即係個高度啊，就比起佢即係行一格之前嘅嗰個高度咧，係 double 咗嘅。喂，咁如果佢個 base number 唔係2嘅時候，個 base number 唔係2，如果係5嘅話咧，今次如果 y 係等於5 to the power x 嘅話咧 ，when x is increased by 1， y becomes 5 to the power x plus 1, the original x and then added by 1. Okay, it becomes 5 to the power x times 5 to the power 1. That should be 5 times the original y. OK， 所以咧，如果今次個 base number 係5嘅話咧，嗰個嘅當 x 向右行一格嘅話咧，個 y 嘅高度就會比起原本行一格之前嘅高度係成咗5倍咁多㗎啦。咁我諗相信大家都應該諗到啦。如果 y 係等於 a to the power x，OK 嘅時候 ，when x is increased by 1, then the y becomes a to the power x plus 1. That should be a to the power x times a to the power 1. That is a times a to the power x. That should be multiplied. Okay, the new y should be multiplied or should be enlarged by a times of the original height of y. OK， 咁如果係 a 即係個 base number 係 x 嘅話咧，當 x 向右行一步嘅話咧，咁個 y 嘅高度喺個 graph 上面嘅高度咧，就會係變咗做原本嘅 a 倍咁樣啦。所以咧，呢一種咁嘅所謂嘅幾何級數嘅 graph 咧，係上升得好快嘅，得唔得？上升得好快嘅。當 x 越勁嘅時候咧，佢上升嘅幅度就會越勁嘅，得唔得 ？OK， 好啦，但係可能咧，同學亦都會諗到嘅咯噃。如果呢個 a， 如果呢個 a 啊係等於 0.5 嘅話咧 ，0.5， 咁呢一個分咗出嚟，即係嗰個 extra 嘅1次方分咗出嚟，呢個係咪 0.5 啊？係原本嘅 0.5 倍咯，咁咪縮細咗咯，係嘛？即係個高度係矮咗嘅，咁樣樣。冇錯啦，嗱呢度咧，我哋就要分開做兩個唔同嘅 case 嚟嘅。幾時先至會係高啲咧？即係越嚟越高咧，就係當嗰個 A 係大過1嘅時候，咁呢一個咧就會係越嚟越高，好似頭先呢個 graph 咁樣，得唔得？個 graph 係越嚟越高嘅。但係如果 A 係細過1嘅話咧，你 feel 唔 feel 到個 graph 應該係越嚟越低㗎？OK？ 如果 graph，sorry， 如果 A 係0.5嘅話咧，我喺度有畫俾你睇喎。If A is equal to 0.5, the graph of 0.5 to the power x should be like this. Can you see this? The orange line or red? I don't know. Okay, the orange line is the graph of y equals 0.5 to the power x. Okay, so that is the base number is less than 1. Then the graph will be going downwards, always going downwards. That is, the graph is decreasing. It's always decreasing. Okay, but it will not be unlimitedly decreasing. There's a lower boundary. OK， 嗱呢度咧，佢雖然你見到好似好貼個 X 軸，但係咧，如果我係放大嚟去睇嘅話咧，先，哇，放大啲。如果放大啲嚟睇嘅話咧，其實咧佢未貼嘅，佢永遠都唔會貼嘅。再放大啲。OK， 係咪未貼㗎？但係咧，佢會越嚟越接近 X 軸嘅，越嚟越接近啊，得唔得？因為頭先講啦，如果假設啊，如果今次咧個 function 係 y 等於0.5嘅 x 次方嘅話咧 ，when x is increased by 1, then new y is equal to 0.5 to the power x plus 1. That should be 0.5 to the power x times 0.5 to the power 1. So that is just 0.5 times of the original height. Okay, just half of the original height. 即係當 x 增加1嘅時候咧，個 y 係會變咗做原本高度嘅一半嘅0.5倍，即係一半嘅咁樣樣。OK， 咁嘅時候咧，係咪真係越嚟越低啊？呢度 get 到嗬？咁幾時會越嚟越高？幾時會越嚟越低咧？就係視乎呢一個分出嚟呢個倍數。如果個倍數係大過1嘅話咧，就係倍大咗啦。如果呢個倍數係細過1嘅話咧，就係倍細咗啦，係嘛？1倍就係冇變啦，大過1嘅倍數就係 enlarged， 細過1嘅倍數就係 reduced。OK， 所以咧，而家講緊個 y value， 即係個 height of the graph。If the base number is larger than 1, then the graph will be enlarged. When x is going to the right, then the graph will be enlarged. Okay, so that is going upwards. But when the base number is less than 1, and then when x is increased by 1 going to the right, then the y will be reduced by this factor, this multiple. Okay, so this is the discussion about this graph 咁樣樣。sorry 啊 ，OK 咁樣得唔得？好啦，跟住頭先講到啦，個 y-intercept 啦，係嘛 ？y-intercept 係1啦，跟住咧仲有嘅喎。仲有一樣嘢要講嘅就係咧，我哋呢個 graph 咧 is always above x-axis。Okay, it is always above x-axis. Okay, which means that the y equals 2 to the power x is always larger than 0. No matter what x is, it is always larger than 0. OK， 得唔得？呢個咧係個2嘅，即係 base number 係2嘅，2嘅時候咧就係咁樣啦，得唔得？或者呢個base number A 係大過1嘅時候咧就係咁樣啦。OK， 好啦，咁如果係細過1嘅話咧係點樣樣咧？嗱，不如咧我直頭咧攞翻嗰個 summary 嘅 table， 我黐落嚟先啊，因為我擔心咧一路聽嘅時候咧就會一路亂嘅。冇錯，就係呢一個啦，就係呢個 summary table。 嗱，我哋咧分開咧就係 A 大過1同埋 A 細過1，但係咧 A 個 base number 一定係 positive number 嚟嘅。Okay, if A the base number is larger than 1, then the graph will be going upwards. If A is less than 1, then the graph will be going downwards. Okay, like this. And then there is some common properties. The graph, I mean the y-intercept. Y-intercept is always equal to 1 because when you put x to be 0, y is always equal to a to the power 0. No matter what a is, a to the power 0 is always equal to 1. So the graph always cuts the y-axis at the point 0 and 1. Okay, so that is the y-intercept is equal to 1. The graph does not cut the x-axis. There is no x-intercepts. Okay, there is no x-intercept. Because when you put y to be 0, then so a to the power anything will not get you the 0 value. So there is no real solution for y equals 0, which means that there is no x-intercept. Okay, and 嗱佢唔會 cut 到個 x 軸，亦都唔會跨過個 x 軸嘅。OK， 即係話咧 ，the value of y a to the power x is always larger than 0 for any values of x. Okay, no matter what x is, a to the power x is always larger than 0. OK， 好啦，跟住咧仲有一樣嘢喎 ，the graph of y equals 1 over a to the power x and y equals a to the power x are the images of each other when reflected in the y-axis。嗱，呢度咧比較深啲嘅，好似頭先呢一個咁樣樣，我去翻呢度啊。呢度咧一個係2嘅 x 次方，另一個咧就係1/2嘅 x 次方。咁咧呢一個咧一個係2，一個係1/2嘅話咧，如果佢哋係一個係另一個嘅倒數啊 ，1 over 另一個嘅話咧，咁佢哋嘅 graph 咧就會係左右對稱嘅，得唔得？即係一個reflected image of each other。我試多另外一個俾你睇下，等我隱藏咗呢個先。For example, 5 to the power x. Okay, it's like this, right? How about 1 over 5 to the power x? Will be like this. Can you see this? Can you see that these two graphs are actually mirror image of each other? And then the mirror will be the y-axis. It is always the y-axis. Okay? 一個係 A， 另一個係1 over A 嘅話咧，咁佢哋嘅 graph 咧，即係 base number 啊，佢哋嘅 graph 咧就會係左右對稱嘅。OK， 即係鏡像咁樣啦，鏡裏邊嘅影像咁樣啦。OK，so that is like this。咁記住喎，嗱，不過咧佢成日一啲 MC 咧就會問你啦，即係咁邊個係5嘅 x 次方，邊個係1/5嘅 x 次方啊？記住，由左至右行嘅時候係由下而上上升嘅，咁個 base number 咧就會係大過1嗰個。當你由左至右行嘅時候，個 graph 係跌緊落嚟嘅話咧，個 base number 就會係細過1嗰個嚟嘅，唔係太難記嘅啫，應該。OK， 好啦，咁跟住咧，呢度咧頭先其實都已經講咗噶啦。The graph slopes upward from left to right, slope upwards. Okay, when a is larger than 1. When x increases, the value of y increases, and so does the rate of increase of y。好啦，呢度咧有一個字咧，我想你思考一下嘅，或者呢一句第二句啊。When the value of x increases, the value of y increases, and so does the rate of increase of y。OK， 我將佢分翻開做兩句嚟去寫嘅。When x increases, the value of y increases. OK 呢個第一句。第二句就係 when x increases。The rate of increase of y increases。嗱，兩句係唔同嘅喎，不過咧唔難理解嘅。當 x 增加嘅時候，第一句啊，當 x 增加嘅時候，個 y 增加，即係話當 x 向右行嘅時候，個 graph 嘅 y 坐標，即係個高度啦，就係向上行，就係咁解嘅啫。OK，y 增加，即係個 y 向上行嘅。好啦，第二句 ，when x increases, the rate of increase of y increases。y 嘅增加嘅幅度係大咗。頭先我都 show 過俾大家睇㗎，係嘛？即係話咧，如果個 a 係2嘅話咧，當個 x 一路增加1嘅時候咧，佢增加嘅幅度咧係越嚟越大，因為佢係倍增㗎嘛，按同一個倍數去增㗎嘛。由 x 由1變2嘅時候，個 y 就係由2變4，增加咗2個 units 嘅啫。但係當個 x 由2變3嘅時候咧，個 y 就由4變8嘅咯噃，增加咗4個高度㗎嘛，4個 units 嘅高度㗎噃。OK， 咁所以呢度咧，呢度所謂嘅 rate of increase 就係講呢個增加嘅幅度係 increase 咁樣樣，得唔得？好啦，又或者你再想像一下，呢一個咧係個山嚟嘅，你行緊山，呢個 curve 就係一個山。即係上緊山咁樣樣 ，OK？ 我哋喺開頭行嘅時候咧，當 x 好細嘅時候，甚至係負數嘅時候咧，我哋嗰個斜嘅幅度咧 ，OK？ 斜嘅幅度係冇咁斜噶嘛，係嘛？但係當 x 越嚟越行到右手邊嘅時候咧，個 graph 係咪越嚟越斜啊？咩叫越嚟越斜啊？即係嗰個 y， 即係嗰條路啊嘅高度上升得好快。就係好斜啦，得唔得？個高度上升得好快，就係好斜啦。咁所以咧，當 x 越嚟越大嘅時候，個 graph 嘅高度上升得越嚟越快嘅。呢個就係所謂嘅 when x increases, the rate of increase of y increases 咁樣樣。呢一個係一個字嚟㗎，即係一樣嘢嚟嘅。rate of increase of y 佢係增加嘅，得唔得 ？OK， 增加嘅幅度都係增加緊咁嘅意思。好啦，另一個 graph 咯 ，when x is between 0 and 1，OK？No， the a is between 0 and 1。OK， so that is the base number is between 0 and 1。The graph will be like this。OK， 我睇呢度啊 ，the graph slopes downwards from left to right。OK， 係咪向下行嘅呢度？ When the value of x increases, the value of y decreases. OK， 當 x 增加嘅時候，個 y 係減少嘅。And so does the rate of decrease of y。個 y 係減少緊啦，即係向下行緊啦。但係向下嘅幅度係增加緊定係減少緊咧？我哋望一望嘅時候咧，我哋由左手邊一路行嘅時候咧，一開始係咪勁斜㗎 ？OK， 勁斜嘅，但係 x 越行嘅時候咧，就會越嚟越冇咁斜㗎咯噃。咁咩叫做越斜同埋越冇咁斜咧？斜嘅話，即係而家落緊山㗎嘛，即係落嘅幅度係咪越嚟越細啊 ？OK， 當 x 越大嘅時候，個 y 下降嘅幅度咧係越嚟越細嘅。下降嘅幅度就係個 rate of decrease 啦。OK， 如果你又要將呢兩句説話去到分翻開嚟寫嘅話咧，咁就係咁啦，即係 when x increases， 當 x 都係增加緊啊嘅時候咧 ，the value of y decreases。OK， 首先佢係 decrease 嘅，得唔得？係減少嘅，即係個 y 係下降緊嘅。第二句 when x increases。OK， the rate of decrease 嗱，因為佢 y 係 decrease 啦，首先，咁我哋先至可以講咧個 rate of decrease。 y 係減少緊，然之後而家講緊咧個減少嘅幅度 ，OK，the rate of decrease of y also decreases，OK，佢唔係越跌越急嘅，佢係越跌越緩和嘅，咁樣樣個跌幅緩和 ，OK， 跟住呢一個咧係升幅加劇，得唔得？你可以嗱，我覺得你哋可以用中文去到記埋佢嘅，因為英文咧都係講緊咩 increase 啊 rate of increase 咧，我哋未必好入到腦嘅，得唔得？未必好入到腦嘅。但係咧，我想大家用埋中文去到記埋呢一度 ，OK？ 呢一個咧，即係其實藍色呢句啊，左邊嚟講咧就係升幅加劇，即係越升越急，得唔得？右邊呢一幅圖。藍色嗰部分講緊嘅嘢就係跌幅緩和，即係越跌越唔急 ，OK？ 越跌越平嘅，得唔得？跌幅緩和緊嘅 ，OK？ 得唔得？好啦，呢兩個就係基本嘅 graph 嚟㗎啦 ，OK？ 好嗱，今日我花咗好多嘅時間去講呢兩個 graph 嘅基本嘢 ，OK？ 希望大家咧大概 get 到我想講啲乜嘢。我哋要對呢兩個 graph 嘅基本呢啲嘅 features 咧係好熟悉嘅時候咧，我哋做嗰啲嘅題目咧，嗰啲 MC 嘅題目咧，先至會得心應手嘅，好唔 OK？ 咁樣樣，好啦，咁睇睇先。個時間咧其實唔係好多嘅，我哋做一兩題啊 ，OK？ 呢一個係。好似係 instant drill corner 嚟嘅。好，我哋一齊睇睇咯。The three curves in the figure represent the graphs of the exponential functions y equals 5 to the power x, y equals a to the power x, and y equals b to the power x, where a and b are constants. Determine whether the value of a is greater than, equal to, or less than 5. OK， 好嗱，呢度咧第一樣嘢。我哋淨係睇5嘅 x 次方同埋 a 嘅 x 次方呢兩條 graph 先啊，放大啲先。好啦，第一樣嘢 a 咧，因為佢黃色呢條 graph 咧係咪向上行緊嘅？咁所以第一樣嘢咧 a 咧應該係大過1嘅係嘛？佢係屬於大過1嗰邊嘅。OK，going upwards， so a should be larger than 1。I mean the base number should be larger than 1。OK， 咁但係咧，究竟 a 係大過5定係細過5咧？我哋要學下點樣 compare with 另外一條 graph 啦，好簡單嘅啫，好簡單嘅啫。咁呢度咧，呢個係咪 x 等於0就喺呢度啦，係嘛？大家都喺同一個位啦。我哋咧喺 x 等於1嗰度，是但一個咧，是但大約啊，唔係是但，即係大約咧，我哋喺 x 等於1呢個位，大約喺呢度啦。x 等於1呢個位，畫一條線上去。畫一條直線上去，篤上去兩個 graph 嗰度。Sorry， 篤上去第一個 graph。OK 個高度，然之後咧再畫另一條線，咁都係咧同樣地係由1呢個位咧係篤上去第二個 graph 呢度。好，歪咗少少添。好啦，跟住咧我再篤翻過去 Y 軸，篤翻過去 Y 軸，打橫行篤㗎啊。OK， 嗱係咩意思咧？呢一度呢一點嘅高度，第一點嘅高度，低啲個點，佢係嚟自邊一個 graph 咧？嚟自 a to the power x 呢個 graph 嘅係咪？咁佢係我哋 put 咗個 x 等於1入去 ，put 咗 x 等於1入去。咁呢一個 y 咧，就應該係 a to the power 1，即係 a 啦 ，a 咁高嚟嘅。OK， 好啦，呢度第二點就係 put 咗 x 等於1落去 ，y 等於5嘅 x 次方呢度，咁即係5啦，係嘛？ 即係呢一點咧，呢個係5咁高咯喎。好快講嚟講啦嚇，呢一點係嘅高度係5嚟嘅。OK， 呢一點嘅高度係 A 嚟嘅。然之後 from the graph， 我哋係咪睇到咧5係咪大過 A 啊？或者 A 係細過5？咁所以咧，我哋可以答到咧 A 係 less than 5咁樣樣。OK， 得唔得？好，跟住好快。If the graph of y equals b to the power x and y equals 5 to the power x are symmetrical about the y-axis，y 軸係對稱軸嚟嘅，即係左右對稱嚟嘅。咁所以咧 B 應該點樣啊 ？B 咧係咪應該係1 over the base number of this that is 5。Okay， so B will be just 1 over 5。Is that okay？ 好嗱，今日咧講咗唔係好多嘢嘅啫。唔係，其實講咗好多嘢，但係做咗一條數嘅啫。OK， 咁但係咧，我哋聽日咧繼續翻嚟再講埋咧呢一課裏邊嗰啲 graph 啊。OK，so do you have any problems? If there is no more problem, then that is the end of this lesson, and you may leave now. Goodbye.